Hello, thank you for joining me here on such... Well, good. That's good. I want to thank everybody for taking the time and joining me on such short notice. For those on the phone, I'm joining you here from the War Room at the Ohio Democratic Party. There's a little bit of noise in the background. I apologize for that, but we'll muddle through. As we all know, the auto rescue is a big political issue, especially here in Ohio. We know that the President stepped in to save the auto industry, and with it, 1 in 8 Ohio jobs tied to it. All while Mitt Romney and Josh Mandel said they would just let the auto industry go bankrupt. And we all know what would have happened if they had their way. Over 1 million jobs across the country would have been lost, and utter economic devastation would have resulted from their collapse. But what we didn't know until today is that it's much worse than Mitt Romney just advocating for the failure of the American automobile industry. This morning, we found out some new and incredibly important information. In a story from The Nation, we learned that Mitt Romney actually profited off of the auto rescue. Yes, Mitt Romney actually profited from the misfortune of auto workers he has used to attack the President and Senator Brown for rescuing the auto industry. The information revealed today shows how Romney personally profited from the deal that cost those workers their pensions. He holds an investment worth over $1 million in the hedge fund that swooped in to buy a stake in Delphi during its bankruptcy. Now, I haven't done the math myself, but according to The Nation's report, Mitt Romney made at least $15 million on that $1 million investment, and perhaps even more, as a result of the auto rescue and with taxpayer money given to General Motors to keep them afloat. Romney's profits are tied directly to Paul Singer, the billionaire who has lined the pockets of Republicans and donated $1 million to Mitt Romney's super PAC so far this year. Mitt Romney invested at least $1 million with Singer's fund, Elliott Management, famous for investing in bankrupt companies or companies on the verge of bankruptcy. And yes, one of those bankrupt companies was Delphi. We all know that Republicans have problems with math, but here it is, plain and simple. Amazingly, Mitt Romney has used benefit cuts suffered by employees at Delphi Automotive to wrongly criticize the President's auto rescue, even as Mitt Romney personally profited from their misfortune. This is just one more example of Mitt Romney's profits over people mentality. Mitt Romney even released a video attacking the President, which featured non-union employees of Delphi Automotive falsely blaming the President for benefit cuts they faced due to decisions made by General Motors after the auto rescue. And of course, Mitt Romney never mentions that he profited by millions of dollars from those decisions. This is just another example of Mitt Romney's people over profits mentality he's always had. He wanted to, quote, let Detroit go bankrupt. And when President Obama made the bold decision to rescue the auto industry, Romney took steps to make money off of it. The President's bold decision to rescue the American auto industry helped save more than 1 million American jobs during a period of economic crisis, including more than 850,000 American jobs right here in the Buckeye State. Without it, Delphi might have been liquidated. Its employees would have lost their jobs, and the industry as a whole would have been crippled. The General Motors restructuring involved difficult choices, and all stakeholders made sacrifices. General Motors investors, workers, took tens of billions of dollars in losses in order to make the company viable. Mitt Romney's priority has always been making money for himself and others at the top, regardless of the cost to workers or communities, including Delphi. It also proves that Romney will say just about anything to close the deal with voters, even if it isn't true. After he profited from the deal that cost these workers their pensions, he exploited their misfortune in false attack ads against the President. That's not standing up for the American worker, like President Barack Obama has. It's using them for political purposes. That's not leadership. That's not what we need in the White House. And it's why we're fighting every day to re-elect Barack Obama here in Ohio and across the country. Because he stood with Ohioans, he stood with Ohio automakers when times got tough, and they will stand with him on Election Day. With that, I'll take